All right, let's get this underway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summer Championships. This is the first game I'm casting for the Summer Championships. It's been well underway now, and hopefully I'll put a video out there explaining, if you're watching this on my channel, what's been going on in this tournament so far. But this is the round of 64. We've had a round of 256 or something like that, and 128, and I hope these numbers are divisible by 2, if not. Anyway, we're at the round of 64.
Powers of 2.
That's right. I'm hoping those numbers were the right ones. We do have today Fard in the south of the map. In the north of the map, actually. And the color blue, we're playing as the Dutch. Fard, about PR 30, maybe a bit better than that, actually. It hasn't perhaps played in a while. Maybe his rank has decayed, but certainly is around for this tournament. I'm not quite sure what his end result was in the previous one, but I'm not sure if he could make one of his games, actually, in the previous tournament. But certainly a very strong player. And here he is competing today. Expected to go quite far, I would imagine. Starting with 2 wood crates. And the rest coin, as would be expected for Dutch. In the south of the map, in the color red, playing as the Indians, we do have tenkokugen. A player I haven't heard anything of. Though playing as India, as we can see, off to a nice start. Looking for the cows that are residing on this map. Certainly very nice for India. But H2O, who is this guy? I haven't heard of him before.
I don't know him too well, but I do know that he was one of the I think Japanese players. I want to say he's Chinese. He's one of the Chinese players, and I really haven't played him too much, but I do think he's not bad by any means. So probably in the PR 30 to 33 range is my guess. So we should have a good game because Fard's kind of rusty. But what's already surprising me is that you can already see a deviation from what we've kind of evolved to with India, and there's a 10-10 coming out for tenkokugen here.
Oh, 2 wood crate start, at least it was for Dutch, and certainly, obviously, the India are going to get the extra wood as well. 10-10 coming in, you say? Yeah, no house going down, only 10 population. Is going to be aging as soon as he possibly can. Looks like we have some sort of aggression on the cards. But yeah, this guy, he was around PR 30, I think, just before we clicked in. Is certainly a strong player. And, well, definitely going to be a good match for Fard. We'll see if Fard scouts this, sees if he can deal with the early pressure. Though a player as well versed as Fard shouldn't be too frightening, but still, hopefully it doesn't catch him off guard, right?
Yeah, exactly. The other day we played a game. I played a game against Fard, one of his first games back, and it was streamed with Venny. And Venny was pretty upset with how Fard's performance went. He kind of had like no vills in the Brett Mirror somehow, and I don't know. But my point is, hopefully Fard's not too rusty and doesn't get
here we go.
overwhelmed.
1 tiger left. Here comes the explorer of the Dutch player. Can he pick up the 85 wood treasure? Both players can make a real good use out of that wood, especially good for both of these. Oh, he goes in.
The Dutch
Fard
has it.
the cheeky steal. That's his
big
first
steal.
bank. So much easier to get up.
Yeah, and more importantly, it's a first house that's not easy to get up for the guy who's doing the 10-10 right in front of Fard's face. He also, part of the 10-10 is ideally it's a surprise and it's just like right there in his face. He knows it as early as possible. So that was a huge deal for Fard.
Wow. That's not too nice for him. Might even lose that elephant there, just 45 HP. It looks like he's going to get away safely, but certainly low HP as a result of taking damage from the tigers. That it was guarding that treasure, which he didn't get, and also obviously Fard attacking that. This is a 10-10. He's going to need all of the stuff he can get, and it looks like Fard at this point he's going to be pretty happy with himself.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. All this explorer fighting is not letting him get any treasures, which are there's 90 wood up here. It's just very important when you're on 10-10 to get treasures to kind of make up for your eco. And look at the H-up times, though. I mean, they're almost identical. He's going to get up at the same time, like with just 4 less vills. Well, actually equal vills because of... Oh, that explorer's dead. Wow. 100%. Oh, come on.
4 HP.
No,
Can he get the final shot?
He couldn't
no,
get it, yeah.
The one at the back, yeah.
The other one wasn't in line of sight, I think.
I thought, how was that in range? It wasn't. That's your answer.
Yeah, exactly. That's your answer. It's just, it wasn't in range.
Yeah. Both players definitely. I mean, it looks like India is a little bit further ahead, but by no means, like, it looks like 1%, maybe 2%. But obviously, Dutch are very fast aging civ. They don't spend any of their food on making villages, so they are able to get up quite quickly. There's that first bank. And obviously, India's 10-10ing for this fast, or for age up. Looks like fairly normal things so far. 3 vills from Fard, and obviously distributivism from the Indian player. I'll have to see what their first shipments are, but for the Indian player, I'm fairly certain we know exactly what that's going to be.
You think it's gonna be 5 sepoys followed by building 5? Wow.
Whoa!
Insightful,
Revolutionary
Red.
stuff.
Insightful. I mean, there's this 50 wood in the back of his base too. He could have gotten at any point. I'm kind of disappointed with Tenkokugen's H1. I think he probably is too. It didn't really seem like it worked out the way he wanted to.
No, he's going to be sad after that wood treasure, and then everything can go just one thing goes wrong, it snowballs there, and or you can just get things wrong and feel sad about it. But what does Fard have to do against the 10-10? He's seen it. What's he going to do?
He's doing. I would just make a stable. I'm kind of like I don't want to deviate unless I absolutely have to. I would have made a stable and just used 5 Huss and Minutemen to kill all 12 Sepoy. Like I would have just tried to do like the cocky approach, but I think his approach is way safer. It's kind of like, error proof. He's gonna make it Brax, he's gonna get 5 skirms, and then I'll just push it right out.
It definitely feels safer. 5 Hussars, obviously cavalry, and it's countered by Sepoys, but skirmishers feel like a safer bet there. Certainly, I mean, you have the point that you can still probably get away with the Hussars, but here, not going to take any risks by the looks of it. If he feels that he doesn't need to make, choosing to make skirmishers, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, looks like he's got 3 more Sepoy coming in behind these.
Here comes the step. Can he get a volley off on the first batch of Vills? Is he going to take one out? Looks like he does get the 1 Vill, maybe 2 actually. That guy's just standing there, but equally these skirmishers punishing these Sepoy, or trying to.
I would have. I mean, he got his elephants all on the skirms. I would have just chased those skirms down. When you have your elephants on him, he could have just nuked all those skirms so easily.
Yeah. And he was pretty close because they popped out right. He was within range, and he had superior numbers. Certainly could have just blown them down.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's gonna get a better opportunity than that to kill those skirms, honestly. Unless
he's gonna keep.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you think he could have killed a few more villages as well?
Yeah, he could have easily. That one village you said that was standing by the mine, he had a full volley. He could have just taken. There's no load animation. It would have been like a free volley, So just shoot him and then get out. But either way, we're gonna see him probably keep massing, and maybe he's gonna try to time sling with 4 Soar to be safer.
Yeah. But in the meantime, looks like he feels as if he can't really go in there now that he has, the barracks has came down for Fard and some skirmishes has come out. Perhaps doesn't want to risk taking, that ×2 damage, and has instead gone to pick up this 60 food treasure, and will, by the looks of it, return with his next shipment. 600 coin, not the, he's certainly not sours, but those would come later on, I suppose.
I think this is aging up, which is maybe not the best idea versus Dutch, because now you're giving Dutch all this time to set up, but feels like it's going to be aging up.
I think you might be right there, though. Actually, when I said of course, I was looking at Fard's stockpile of resources, which certainly looks like he wants to age up. But that might not be the case.
I'm pretty sure that he wants to age up. He's building a consulate right now, but he's not making more units. If you look at the queue, he's not trained. He hasn't trained anything for a while, so that's
true.
I'm not sure.
Nothing in queue. 600 coin on the floor there. But with only 10 villages, there's going to be, or at least 10 villages when he aged up. This economy is gonna be a while before he can get that age up in queue. Here we do have his Sepoy coming forward, those skirmishers getting some shots on there. What do you do here?
Well, you have to run because those skirms are just gonna wreck you. And the Explorer and Hand Attack, so nice. The Explorer and Hand Attack gets so much value, and he's still in the same group. Okay, good. He's keeping it on there.
Yep, definitely. Slow these stairs, snare them with that snare effect in hand combat. Of course, that one unit with so many HP able to slow all these units down. Let's get the skirmishers to do extra damage. Now coming up to that aggro fort, and it looks like Fard isn't going to sort of chase them in there since the Explorer's low, and maybe doesn't want to get too close to the building where, units could pop out. Certainly there's their Hussars to worry about from the consulate that India can get.
Unfortunately, 3 of those Sepoy were left at 1 HP, and when you play against India, you always have to be afraid of leaving units alive, period, because of the elephants. So he looked like he got 3 more. He's gonna get 3 more Sepoy back from the healing effect. Minutemen coming out.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I guess perhaps gearing up for a full-on push. Maybe we can expect to see some sours or maybe something extra pop out. His next shipment in combination with this. I see no reason why to send Minutemen. They do obviously decay in HP over time. These things, it looks questionable.
Yeah, what did he do with the 600 coin? It's all gone. He's not up. And meanwhile, Fard, I was going to mention Fard's stockpile, but now he's clicked up, and you can see he's just couldn't be more secure right now. The only concern I have is he doesn't have a stable, which if I were him, I wouldn't have built that bank. I would just make a stable.
Yeah. Oh, 10 Tiger Claws has arrived. This
is
perhaps
that's where
waiting.
It went.
Yep. That's where he spent his coin. He spent
He's
it all on
gonna win
Tiger
the game
Claws.
now. Yeah.
Oh wow, this
I have this
is
feeling he's gonna win right now, because when this army gets caught,
God, get back, you're out of position, you're aging up, you don't need your units there, this is dangerous, and now we have Tiger Claws, which have a ×2 damage multiplier versus infantry such as skirmishers, light infantry. These are very, very strong against what Fard has, and Fard doesn't actually have that many units here.
oh
The
my gosh, that
pikemen do
stung.
counter the Tiger Claws, but they're not really fighting the Tiger Claws here. He's now up, and at this time, Tenkokugen probably is pretty happy with where he is in the game.
Yeah, he's got minutes still. He could be okay. Tiger claws are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
ooh, the skirm pop though really is
Scamp
not a good spot.
Yeah, that Scampot wasn't on the right side. Could have been behind the barracks, but he did time it really well with the Minutemen. Can't have to give him credit for that. Nice timing there. But here, the minute is it going to be enough to hold? I think it
I
should
think
be.
it will be very, very close, but it's going to hold. And part of the reason for that is the army looks bigger than it is because there were 3 1 HP Sepoys and 6 1 HP Minutemen. And
Yeah,
Far's done a nice job. There's only 1 HP Sepoy and 1 Minuteman left now. So he's done a great job of that.
and there's that first Fortress Age shipment reinforcing the Dutch player. That's exactly what he needs right now. Extra units to help him sort of hold off this pressure. And with the superior, oh, he does have. I was saying, with the superior economy, he should be okay. But actually, 10 villages down. We do have to remember he has 3 banks, so it's not really 10 villages down. But you know, Fard not in the strongest of positions. I would expect to see more villages, but equally should still be okay, being an entire age up.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's okay. The Seaboy just going into end attack, I guess. I'm not sure what that's going to accomplish. Maybe nothing, but only 3 Reuters left, and I think, he's held, which is all he really had to do. And if you look at the export count, and he has no export because he didn't send 300 export. He's already sent
Yeah.
both his cav shipments, and he doesn't have a stable. So it's okay that Bart has no more Reuters left, and that's going to take some time to get them.
Yeah. As I mentioned, being 10 villages down is quite the amount, but with the 3 banks and being an age up, should be okay here just to continue making as many units as he can with his villages. And obviously the shipments are, a real help. They're much, much more efficient in the Fortress Age. Not only are they bigger, but they are better units, shadow teched, and just better for your composition generally. He should be okay. Looks like the mass really is stacking up here, and Fard is going to be able to sort of push out now. This is the time where Dutch is strongest.
Yeah, now he should be able to return some damage right back onto his opponent. And like you said, banks are 4 vills each, so that's like, 12 vills worth of stuff right there. I believe they're about 4 vills each. Let me look at the actual amount of resources.
Yeah, they are
about 4.
They're about 4 to begin with, but then as the game goes on, they do depreciate in value, as obviously since villages can be upgraded, but banks cannot be. And yeah, I feel like banks are frustrating for that reason, but.
Yeah, I just like to quote them at 4 vills for the fast math purposes, so I'd say they're about even on economy.
Yeah, but should he have more villages? Where did they not come from?
I think he
I mean,
lost them, right? Didn't he lose them in that
he,
last push?
he lost a few, but I felt like he didn't lose that many. Perhaps he did.
Yeah, maybe he did. There's a lot of, I think also the shipments, every time India sends a shipment, they get a vill, and while Fard was aging, he wasn't building a vill. There's 1, 2, and you count them up, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 vills later, and he's that far behind. Plus, he lost a couple.
Either way, though, he's in a nice spot here. All he has to do is not lose, and I think he'll eventually win.
I love that statement, yeah. He kind of does. He's got 1K coin. Does he even have merc shipments, I wonder? I hope he's not sending. He just did, didn't he? He just clicked on like the 12 Swiss pikes or something.
Let's take a look at his deck. He does have 12 Swiss pikes in there. Also, the 6 Finnish Hackapel. I kind of want to see them, but equally, that card is perhaps not so good. Most likely the Swiss pikes. But still, it's going to be one hell of a power spike, right? I mean, they are really... They're good units. But I feel like skirmishers and perhaps Reuters are better.
Yeah, yeah.
Either way, though, it looks like it's anti-cavalry, and that seems to be what he wants, which is he's got mostly skirmishers there.
Yeah, and it looks like tenkokugen's transitioning into like the more standard mid to late game comp, which is like Zam, Soar, and Gurkha. That's my guess. He did do some damage. Like it's a good point. He did lose a lot of vills as far did, but I really do think it's over time. It's just gonna get too overwhelming with the upgrades. Like vet skirms are just way better than Gurkha. So
Yeah, that's true. Like, we can compare the stats there. The cucumbers have 115 HP, 16 ranged attack, and the skirmishers 144 HP, significantly more, and an 18 ranged attack, 2 extra damage on them as well. They are just better units there.
And longer range too, right?
More range, yeah. 20 range compared to
Oh man, that's just like free
18.
free resources right there. And when the Zams walk up to your sperms like that. And the Sepoy too are just asking to get picked up, which is why I don't like Sepoy in later Fortress, because they just kind of, they're too easy to get kited with the rest of your comp.
The Hackapels have arrived.
Hackapels?
It was Hackapels. Finnish Hackapels. I'm trying to find where they are.
They're down here.
Down this side. Coming in perhaps for a cheeky raid. These things have 121 hand attack. That's almost all the HP of a villager in a single slash. These things are... They just remind me of Ulan so much. They're absolutely monstrous.
Now look at him. Why even have all 6 together? I would just have 2 at a time. It only takes 2. Just killed 6 villagers and I blinked and 6 villagers died.
Oh wow, they're good.
Oh, the Hussar came out though, right up here.
Yeah,
Hussar.
Nice pop.
Oh gosh, is he gonna fight with those? Please don't fight with those. No.
Oh, no, they're gonna go and they're gonna get absolutely wrecked. These things really, really do not have very many HP at all. They're kind of like Ulan's, very squishy.
Oh,
they're 300 HP. They do a lot of damage though. Can they do enough damage?
They
before
can.
They die?
Oh, they can.
Yeah, but in terms of cost efficiency, still, I'm not convinced that they're great. But still, they're doing damage. They are strong units.
At least just save one of them, man. I mean, come on, save one for us to watch it raid later.
Wow, I guess it forced all the skirmishers to deal damage against cavalry, which really they're not very good against, since that negative multiplier, and cavalry have the resist as well. But I don't think it was the cavalry that really won the fight. It was that just Fard had superior numbers as in the Fortress Age and making stronger units. He could have he could have made units out of that 1,000 coin, and perhaps there would have been a similar result. But that does end the first game in this best of what
three?
is it? Best of three.
Three.
Best of 3 series. Fard takes the first game. Any concluding comments?
One other thing, by the way, the Hackapels is 2,000 resources because it's 1,000 for the value of the shipment plus the 1,000 coins. So you could have made, I guess you could have made 10 Hussar with that.
Yeah, well, you have to. I don't know if you value Hackapels as the shipment itself is 1,000. I mean, you could get 1,000 resource crate, but unit shipments are about 900. I feel like 1,000 isn't over, but.
Would you rather have 10 Hussar though, or 6 Hackapel? I guess we can discuss that after we wrap up this game. I think overall it was a pretty good game. I mean, tenkokugen tried to put on the pressure with the Sepoy, and he just kind of came in a little bit too late, I think. And the Tiger Claws are just an underwhelming unit. Like, he would have been better served, I think, to build Soar instead of sending the Tiger Claws.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he kind of invested 2 shipments into it.
That is the first game. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Now what you need to do, because if I was controlling the stream, I'd put an overlay up and I'd fade out, and then I'd overlay back to the game once we're back in sort of like the lobby.
Yeah. Should do that.
I'm just like really.
You have to teach me. I have to hotkey that though too, right?
If you got a second monitor, you can just like click the button.
Yeah, but then it brings up my taskbar. It's like taskbar.
Okay. Yeah. Ugh, what is this? I was watching like this professional tournament on Twitch, and the guy accidentally pressed his Windows key, and like the Windows 8 sort of like all the little tab things came up halfway through. It was funny.
Yeah. I actually did fade it over now, but I let us keep talking. So
yeah, of course. Well, yeah, we don't
interesting
stop.
to hear. Yeah.
I just bring this up because I was doing it during like the semi-finals, I think, when I was controlling the stream on for the last tournament, and I liked doing it because it looked professional, but also gave people just tuning in an opportunity to look at the schedule.
Why is the channel offline?
It's not offline. I'm watching it right now.
Oh, must be just me.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. I was like, oh crap.
I also /host it on the Age of Empires channel.
Oh, nice. On the official Age of Empires channel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that. The only thing it doesn't do is send out a notification to people to get them.
No, but what it does do is like people like me who just come home from work, turn on Twitch and look at who's following and who they're following, and so they'll see, oh, Age of Empires is hosting this, and then those people will be aware now. People who just casually use Twitch and don't just tune in when they get an email. Like I'm always on Twitch. I've got like there's always like 6 or 7 people live for me, and I'll just pick someone.
Yeah, yeah.
But now you can overlay back because we're all in the lobby again.
That's true. I can overlay right back. 1 second.
Yeah.
No one can update the title on the stream. It's so funny, except for like
Yeah.
one person. I got to get him to figure out how to do
He needs to make some moderators and give some of those moderators was it? Oh god, editor powers or something like that. Because that's what I have on the like. I can upload highlights to the official Age of Empires YouTube channel directly from their Twitch page and edit their titles and stuff. We need to get a fade effect. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know how you do that. Almost maybe like transition to a scene that plays a fade effect video.
That's really dumb, but yeah, that's probably.
Imagine that. Like you see the person transition the thing, and then they click this big play button in the middle, and it just does a fade effect.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a good idea.
No, not at all.
Funny.
So yeah, I mean, I should update the score on my little scoreboard too, and I think I'd rather just leave it on the waiting screen until they're actually ready to play.
Are you sure? I think people like to see the civilization selections.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. All right. I'll go back to that. First.
Because, okay, we should probably do that. That's something I like to do as well between games. So, obviously, Fard playing as the Dutch in the previous game. Not the strongest of civilizations, but seemed to do pretty well versus India on the first map, which was Manchuria. Looks like Indonesia is our second map, and Fard clicking in with Portuguese. Not the strongest of civilizations either, fairly low down on the tier list, but certainly improved when there's a sort of presence of water. Hopefully this will be included in whoever uploads the VOD. But let's click in. So welcome back, everybody. This is the Summer Championships, game number 2 in this best of 3 series. Tenkokugen playing as the Japanese. Was it the Japanese?
Yes, he was Japanese, and Fard is Port.
On Indonesia. All right. So spawning in the south of the map, or it's actually the west and east of the map actually for this map, I think. I hope, or is it northeast and northwest, south? Something like that. Once it loads in, we'll be able to tell.
We'll just say the top left and the bottom right. How about that?
Yeah. In the top left of the map, in the color red, we do have Tenkokugen playing as the Japanese. Sorry, there he is. I love this map. One of Gaia's brand new maps. It's similar to Borneo by just immediately, but it's also got extra islands with resources and treasures on them. You do start the game with a marathon catamaran, which can train Doug, the pet orangutan.
Haven't seen much of Doug lately.
Have you not? Doug actually isn't bad, I don't think. If you've got 200 food to spare and there's some really, really good treasures, maybe, just maybe one day, if that treasure is insane, it'll be worth training Doug. There is a first time for everything, but what do you think of these civilization choices? I mean, Portuguese traditionally not that good. This is a water map, so they're certainly a lot better due to the large presence of fish and whales. But Japanese, one of those stereotypically, strong civilizations, at least in this matchup.
Yeah, the big challenge is just that Port isn't very good, and and they only get good like really late game, but that's also when Japan's like better even. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation for Fard. I don't really know how you win this matchup as Ports. This is like one of the few civs I couldn't do like my Ninja P-Tard strat against either, just because like it's just so hard to mess up Japan and like if you just let them boom.
Mm.
And that's kind of what Port has to do. So we'll see. Maybe the water will be enough. There are a lot of fish on this map, so.
I love this. Look at this already. Using the catamaran to help him pick up a 90 wood treasure. Back in the day when this map was in development, this used to be a privateer, which is that pirate ship, and the offshore damage from the catamaran was absolutely outrageous. You could really pick up some massive treasures here, but you can still do that to a sort of smaller effect here. 90 wood for Fard. Going to be pretty good, especially if he wants to boat boom.
Yeah, I still like having the privateer. I just wish that it wouldn't be able to kill the. There's like what's really bad about it is there's like a 50% chance that it can kill the like big treasures on the map, like 275 food or something like that.
Yeah.
That it's like double, like it's double bad because RNG, and then the other thing is it's like a lot of food. Like you have to find it, and you have to get lucky when you're shooting at it. So
But
kind
why
of
do you have to
sucks.
get lucky? Does it sometimes miss or something?
Yeah, cannonballs aren't perfectly accurate, which was surprising for Kinesi to discover when we were testing it. So I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, really, you play water all the time, and you didn't realize that cannonballs are pure RNG. Like you're not like that's just who wins the fights is pure luck in some sense.
That's really dumb. I didn't realize it was RNG. I'm not convinced actually.
It is. You can test it if you want. The best way to test it actually is on this map. Train a privateer and try to 1v1 that big treasure. But anyway, we got an 80 coin steal coming in here.
Do we? Oh yes, both players on top of it. Looks like blue goes in. Red a little bit slow on that, but still looks like the rightful owner
Paco's in
of the
trouble though.
Quicksilver. Yeah, Paco Bang is definitely in trouble. Only 100. Oh, has he escaped though? I think he has the
He
snare
can't get
effect.
slowed. Japan has no snare.
Has no snare.
Yeah, Japan has no snare.
I thought it was a snare for all melee units. Okay, fair enough. He
Nope.
should go back to range mode then.
Yeah, he should. He's just kind of stalking him with his menacing stance.
Yeah. Two or three divine strikes in a row that finishes this guy. Can he do it? Probably not.
Well, yeah, you can. Divine Strike only works as a killing blow too. You're learning a lot about the Japanese explorer today, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't work as a killing blow. It
I don't
works
know.
anytime. Yeah, but they have to be low enough.
I thought it. Well, it doesn't always kill it.
No,
Well,
you're right. It doesn't always kill them. Usually it does, but it's just about you have to be low enough. It's like 15% HP, which I think he meets that criteria. Barely.
I I don't know. But either way, that explorer is still alive, and it doesn't look like it's going to be changing anytime soon. Especially now that he's back home, can put the villagers in the town center if he so chooses, and sort of force this Japanese monk away. But by the looks of it, both players now aging up. Japan only has just now clicked up, going up with the shrine by the looks of it. Portuguese consulate. First shipment has been heavenly cami. Really normal stuff here. Going to be going with the shrine boom as usual. No deviation from the standard. But Farder here has sent with the schooners and has constructed his dock. Fishing ships are starting to come out. The first one has hit the water. And we also have his market coming down. No doubt going to get in himself the wood cutting upgrade, among others, I would imagine.
Yeah, and if I were him, I would be buying. I would have bought some wood with all that gold that you start with. It's just a no-brainer to buy wood with it.
Yeah, you do start with extra gold, and certainly it is useful there. Maybe he wants to save it though for the age up.
Yeah, that's true. You could save it for the age up too. It's just cost effectively, it's about the same either way. So
Probably true. Yeah, could get that extra dock down sooner if you'd bought it, and then even if it is cost effective, the same cost either way. But for buying, you then at least get the dock down sooner, and that's the advantage.
yep, yep. Oh no, that cow. Poor cow. Watch it
Oh
run
dear,
below.
is it gonna get? It
No.
gets converted by
Look at this troll house. I love it. Farda's gonna have to like. He is not gonna be able to hurt any of that hunting if he houses it, and
Yeah,
not for
that's
a
it.
while either, because he's not building any military. So
And that's pretty good there. It denies this hunt, and if he can sort of stop all of them, it really makes it tough for him to. Well, it's just awkward. Equally though, well, he also puts his cow on it. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Equally though, that house is pretty close to the enemy, and it's easily going to be found. But that's not really much of a problem because it doesn't really matter where you put those shrines. They're going to get sieged eventually.
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much. The cow could
No.
have been saved. I mean, like the right call would have been to save the cow, but we're like, talking about nickels here,
Yep, three docks, a fourth going down. Holy crap, Fard is committed to the boat boom. 700 wood is his first colonial age shipment. This looks like a full Portuguese water agenda. No backing out here. Will it be a Bonang style go up to Fortress Age? I would imagine so. Certainly, turtling with two town centers makes that possible. But Japan, what is he up to? Normal Japan stuff at the moment has just hit up. And we'll be expecting his first shipment, most likely 4 vills. Or sorry, is it 600 wood?
yes, it
Yes,
is.
it's 600 wood. Want to get the houses down and then send 4 vills a bit later on.
What's concerning is that he's just literally going full standard. Is he garrisoning for that explorer? Wow. Okay. I mean, I guess I would too. So
Yeah,
you can't be
45
seen.
XP and deny the scouting information.
I didn't realize how low HP the scout was still. I thought he had healed some.
Uh,
I like that Fart scouting with his little catamaran right now. He's finding out if the water boom's happening from tenkokugen as well, and since he knows it's not, he's just going quad dock, just like full boat, like 4 at a time, Kinesi style.
4 at a time, Kanisi style water. And here we have 2 caravels arriving as well. They're certainly going to use them to defend his fishing and to use them to push his opponent off the water or defend if his opponent decides to get boats down there as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like, Tenkokugen's not really adapting to the map at all. We see 2 Raxes going down. It's probably going to be some Ashy, which is maybe okay, but I don't see them doing that much damage, really. And I just see, he's just not booming as hard as Fard is right now. Fard's up to 40 villagers at 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
And give it, by the 10-minute mark, it's going to be like 60. It's like with 4 docks and 2 town centers, that is an outrageous amount of villagers or gathering units he's going to have. And really, the Japanese player needs to make something, happen.
Yep, we have the guild nuts coming in. We got market upgrades starting to roll in, making tons of fishing boats. It's just like perfect, right? I mean, Bard's getting to do exactly what he wanted to do, which is just to boom freely on the water. He could even pop over here and kill Tenkokugen's 3 fishing boats from the port tech if he wanted to.
He could do, yeah. There's obviously no dock for them to be garrisoned in because they were a shipment, and they can get reasonably close to the town center, but still, certainly the 2 caravels could do a reasonable amount of damage to these.
Ooh, look at this! I like the team game house. Where you build a house in the middle of nowhere for vision, but at the same time, these 10 muskets might actually be perfectly timed to catch this vill trying to herd. So.
Oh, it looks like it. You're gonna see them. They do.
Oh.
They take it out, and the house as well can be sieged. But I think Tenkugen has other things on the agenda. He wants to send these musketeers towards his opponent, start harassing the villagers near the town centers, maybe pick up some more villager kills, hopefully, and start piling on the pressure, or sort of create a presence of military and keep Fard sort of under pressure. Takes another villager out. Nicely done.
Ooh, and another one.
And a third.
Nice use
3
of the range
pickup.
extending. Nice. You can do that with caravels too, which is kind of silly.
What is it that you can do with caravels?
You notice how that last shot, since they had already started to try to line up the shot, like the entire time of the entire time of the loading animation, just so long as they keep line of sight, they'll still finish the shot. Yeah. I've had people use that to shoot caravels at me like halfway across the map because like you know how long the caravel animation takes to reload.
You're like, oh, there's the town center.
Ooh, there's the fortress stage. Another vill going down too, but
I think he's lost 5 in total now.
Yeah, 5 out of 70. So.
Yeah, but still, Tenkokugen doing what he needs to do to remain competitive in this game. Doesn't pick up the next one, but still has done a fair amount of damage. Though Fard is, all the way up to the fortress age. He's safe on the water. A lot of villages. 3rd town center going up, of course, you get that for free as the Portuguese here. But, despite all that, having done so well with these musketeers that he's running around dealing damage, can he pick up another vill?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, it sucks that it's going to take that one extra shot, though.
Yeah. 7 or 8, yeah.
Because now he can't.
And another one, perhaps?
Nope.
No, not quite.
Denied.
Wow, these have done so much work, but will it be enough? I mean, he's an entire 30 villages down, or 40. 40 villages down. He does have shrines, but I'm not necessarily sure if that, his shrines are going to make up for a 40 villager deficit.
No, I don't think they do at all. I think right now Ports is arguably stronger right now, but at the same time, right? Japan's about to hit fortress. If you look at the scores, they're pretty even. It's not like it's a big difference. Market text wise, Tenkokugen's been able to get more of his text going, which is nice for him. I'd like to see the 2nd fishing upgrade by now with how many boats he has. Also, remember that boats are not as good as vills. Like gather rate wise, they just don't gather as fast.
I think it's the same as hunts on fish.
Is it? I thought it was the same as berries on fish, but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong as well. I'm not entirely sure.
We're gonna look that up after.
So. All right. It's surprising that we don't actually know all these things about AoE 3, but I'm convinced. Well, I was under the impression it was the same as hunts. Wow, that would be really, really good if it was. Anyway, this house is now going to be going down. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Portugal's completely fine here. I mean, Japan has more military, but not for long. We see 1,000 coin has just hit the field for Fard. He's got eight 8 Castadors here, so of course
Well, he's going straight to industrial with that.
straight to industrial. Yeah, he's got all the food he needs for it. Wow. Is that the right decision, though?
Yeah, probably. I mean, heavy cannons are pretty good against Japan.
Yeah, they are, but with Japan, starting to grow in military presence, has now sort of finished his boom with 170 population, shrine population,
It's
and he's now
risky.
starting to mass units. It looks like here that these could do a lot of damage, but with 3 town centers, it's not like you're going to lose your town center whilst aging or anything silly like that, and you should be able to hold it. We'll see what Fard can do.
Yeah, what's funny about this is what I was talking about. Like, the port has to play the style, but Japan also wants to just go straight to industrial for, like, Shogun, which is like a 10 hussar shipment, and you know what I mean? It's like, because of the stats, it's ridiculous. I'm exaggerating, but the point is that Japan has some pretty good industrial shipments. Not sure if you've heard, so.
Yes, they do.
And he's just
Wow,
killed
he's
so many
losing late.
villagers there.
He's lost so many vills this game. That is incredible. Imagine if he kept all of them and had managed to.
He'd be at like 90 vills right now, honestly. I mean, I think he's why build a Rex there? I'm not sure. It's just asking to get picked.
That's true.
And it did a little bit. It's almost baited him though into. Is he going in? He's going to try to pick that. He really wants that vill.
He does. He picks it up. Wow, that's so many vills. I think actually, China, or the Chinese player who is playing Japan, is because he's Chinese. Is in a good spot here, actually. The scores are starting to even up. In terms of military, they are quite even. And the shrines that Japan has, I'm not sure if it is equal to 25 vills, but it's got to be, it's still a very strong bonus that obviously Japan
It's
has.
like at least 15 vills, so I mean,
Yeah,
the gap's not very large.
And obviously, tenkokugen going up to industrial as well.
Yeah, and with better market upgrades too, right? And I'm gonna just assume I'm right that fishing boats are don't gather as fast as vills do on hunts. But
Yeah,
at the same time, Japan's on berries, so.
Yeah. But having lost so many vills, I'm not sure if Fard has sort of the eco presence to overwhelm Japan in the way that he wanted to at this point in the game, having boomed so hard. Is actually going to be relying on the shipments that he gets, but the Japanese gets that as well.
All these guys too heavy cannons, really. I mean, everything else is just factory wagons are the big thing for Eurocivs. Ideally, you just send factory wagons. I wouldn't even send 2 heavy cannons here. I'd just send factory wagons because they're so good. I mean, they're like, I don't know how many vills they are. It's like 7 wood per second or something when you upgrade them, which is just insane.
Yeah, incredible. Factory comes out for Fard though as his first Fortress Age shipment. Should be able to get away with that by the looks of it. Absolutely going to. That fight went reasonably well for him with a lot of tenkokugen's units sitting in the back there, and they were not actually doing anything for a while. That was unfortunate for him. But why is it lagging?
It's not lagging right now, is it?
It is for me. I've got 17 frames per second.
That's weird. Everything's moving smoothly over here.
Well, that's good. I hope they don't feel any lag. Should be fine. It's back to normal now. 100 frames. Oh, now it's stopped. 9.6. But if I go over here on the map, it fixes. And if I go back...
Oh, you probably have your graphics cranked up, and when you look at all that water or something, it's probably messing with you.
No, it's in the middle of the map that this happens. It's like here.
That's weird. Is the flaming arrows? The fire on the flaming arrows?
Might be. Anyway, what's going on?
Yeah, after we break that distraction, Fard did go double factory wagon. He's got both the factories up. I'm not sure what they're on. Maybe we should look at the queue and see if there's where are you, queue? Heavy cannons coming. No, monitors coming out as well for Fard. Since tenkokugen has no water presence, I mean, if a monitor comes out and kills some of the wonders, all of a sudden Japan's late game is not the same as it used to be. tenkokugen just looks like he's probably getting a bunch of upgrades because he only has 4 flaming arrows right now. So.
Here he does.
Making El Medi too. Interesting.
El Mete and Q. I don't know why this is...
8 flamings now.
It's definitely the Chinese army or the Japanese army that's doing it.
It gotta be the flaming arrows.
That is really weird. Alright, well, I I'm not sure what that is. I might change my settings. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, yeah. So, Portuguese player is still just massing up Castador's goons. Looks like he got a couple shrines up here, which frees up a hunt for him, which he may or may not use. I'm not sure. He's got a lot of food coming in from fish, so he might not even need it. But look at the stockpile, too, from the Japanese player. Like, it seems like his army's underwhelming, but he's also just stockpiled so many resources that it makes sense why it's underwhelming. And these goons just going in. Ooh, and with the Almeti pop coming out on this, too, it's going to be a huge problem having all those goons get caught there.
I'm not going to look at the fight because it might lag for them.
Yeah, it's okay. Looks like, unfortunately, tenkokugen not having his control group set up well, he's just kind of had to drag box that out, and he missed an opportunity there to make a big catch with the Almeti, I think. But same time, guard techs are starting to come out too. We got guard casters coming out. I'm not sure how long it's going to take Fard to be able to afford guard goons. I guess it's coming soon. But, guard tech on 3 goons isn't exactly exciting.
Okay, I fixed it.
Alright.
I think I just turned particle quality off. Oh no, I haven't fixed it.
It was a good try. Interjection. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, we're at 99 vills for port, but only 62 for Japan. But Japan's got 102 military population, and 2 heavy cannons though. I mean, that could be a swinger. But at the same time, with all these flaming arrows, and I mean that's a really strong army right there. I mean, flaming arrows do well against heavy cannons too. So, but the big thing is all of his units are still not even upgraded. Like he could have just stayed fortress and done exactly what he's doing right now, minus the shogun. Heavy cannons are unpacking. Looks like flaming arrows are getting in position to deal with that, and they will. I'm not sure what exactly Fard can do about this. I think he might be in trouble here.
Yeah, well, but I'm back in the game. I'm looking at the fight and it's not lagging, so that's good. But yeah, 2 heavy cannons, they're going to go down pretty quick to all these flaming arrows, especially with the Shogun in the back. That thing is really giving him, a massive buff. Plus the unit itself is absolutely monstrous. He can even use that just to run in here and waltz these cannons down with that insane hand attack. But the cannons are dispatched. Lots of flaming arrows in the back, and it looks like Fard's not really going to be able to deal with them at any time soon. With the Japanese army swiftly approaching and, all of his sort of military in the back, including 2 factories, this looks like this spells sort of the end of the game incoming, unless he can do something pretty soon to deflect this pressure.
Yeah, look at the resource stockpile from both players. Like Fard's eco is insane, and if right now if he had Bet Hussar teched right now, and he had the extra stables up in time and popped 15 Hussar out like he could right now, he could have just crushed this fight, and he would be totally in the game. It's just, I think the reason why this fight's going for tenkokugen is actually just because of the stockpile that Fard's got is a lot larger than tenkokugen's. Oh, there's 2 Hussar, I guess.
Wow, 2 Hussar. Definitely going to clear up all of these flaming arrows.
Yeah, and the problem with that is now you just said, hey, look, I can make Hussar, check it out. Maybe you should make anti-cav. He's like giving him the warning bell, like, here, have a little bit of time to think about that,
Is that what you make of it?
Yeah, now, like, you can't do this. Like, now, I guarantee you, if we look at the queue, there'll be some sort of anti-cav coming. Or I'd hope so, when you see 2 Hussar.
Yeah, not quite yet, actually. Only two Yumi Archers in queue. That talent center does go down. It looks like Fard's starting to stack up some units in the back here. But look at the presence from Japan. Just all the flaming arrows doing absolutely tons of siege damage. Really telling Fard he has to do something, and he has to do it soon. Otherwise, he's going to lose all of these buildings in his base. It's really, really putting on the pressure. 5 Almeti.
Well, 5 Mamluks.
5 Mamelukes come out as well, but is that really going to be enough considering the Elmete are here? Actually, these Elmete aren't particularly good against, well, they're only good against infantry with that ×3 multiplier. We do have 1,000 hit points, though. Mameluke's going to try and dispatch some of the cannons, but I think, they are still not invincible. Well, actually.
Yeah, but also Honored Yumi are real good, so...
Yeah. God Yumi, Honored Yumi, very, very strong. It looks like it was go time when the Mamelukes arrived. And that would certainly make sense. Such a power spike they provide you, but they're really not enough to counter this incredible army that tenkokugen has pulled together.
Yeah, Japan just pretty good in the late game, I guess. This is what I was talking about with the Portuguese problems, right?
Yeah. Did that monitor manage to achieve much? I'm not quite sure if it did.
I don't think so. Where is it even?
I'm not sure. Oh, it's here. It's just chilling on the side. Has he? I think he must have been sieging some buildings with it, or is he? Yeah, it looks like the Shogunate Shrine is almost dead. So he has been trying to target, but perhaps whilst all this fighting has been going on, that's been going idle. Perhaps he's
Yeah.
more focused on trying to not lose this fight. Here, though, has pulled some cavalry together. There are only
There's a
two
bunch of clubs in
bayonetti
there
remaining.
though.
Yeah, club's really quite good against cavalry. That's not going to be too good. And there's just so many Yumi archers that it doesn't really matter that these hussars are there. They are just going to eventually die.
Yeah,
As
Fard's
you would
microing his
say,
heart out. What did you say?
Zuta just says, if you have more stuff, you just win. And I think that's very valid.
Yeah, in this case for sure. Fard's trying to micro his heart out, but there's nothing you can really do here. Like this is one of those times where you acknowledge the loss and just give it up. I mean, there's just 50 Yumi which counter every unit just standing in your
I'm
base.
thinking, if Fard had managed to keep more villages alive, he lost quite a few in that early, 20 villages-ish, we sort of counted, maybe not quite that many, but certainly a lot of vills. If they'd managed to stay alive, maybe they would have been able to stabilize with the extra units coming out, and, Japan wouldn't have been able to stack up so many. Perhaps this game could have been closer. I actually think Fard, playing Portuguese with so many extra villages is in the stronger position, but Japanese, in the late game, are forced to be reckoned with, and that is clearly what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I think he could have also gone for a couple culverins and maybe some more heavy cannons because I think Japan does have quite a hard time dealing with cannons because their flaming arrows have such short range.
Yeah.
So if you get a culverins, kind of beat them really bad, and then
Our frigate has arrived. It looks like he's starting to make frigates out of his resources because he doesn't have any other production facilities. Frigate's certainly a very strong unit. The issue with it is, though, it's not particularly useful on the edge of the map there when your opponent is just chilling just out of range.
yeah, this seems kind of like a frustration play. Like I'm sure he just feels so frustrated that he lost
Yeah,
after having full water the entire game.
I think you're right. But so, do you think Portuguese stands a chance, or is this destined to happen?
Um, I mean, I don't know. It's hard based on in this game in particular. I think Port may have had a pretty good chance, but I think he didn't really abuse water as hard as he could have. He had full water. Like you pointed out, his monitor is just now killing the first wonder. He could have easily be killing all the wonders by now. And he also could be having his boats on some of these shrines on the fringe of the map as well. I don't know, he just didn't really abuse the water very hard. I think he had a chance this time.
Wow. Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. 87 military unit population compared to 0 from Fard. That excludes, obviously, the boats, which don't count as military population. They are certainly quite strong at 1,000 resources a pop. The boat does go down there, unfortunately, just sitting on the coast. And I'm not sure if just one frigate is really going to be enough, especially with these sort of small mortars in the back.
They all missed their shots. How is that possible?
Can you move the boat? A bit like in AoE 2 where you're dodging your mangonel shots.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think it's just some variance there, like on a moving target. Ooh. That was actually something that confused me a lot coming from Age of Empires 2. I was like, so wait, so the crossbow just randomly miss and you can't get a tech to fix that? Like, okay, cool. Because in Age of Empires 2 you can get a tech where they have 100% accuracy.
They don't ever miss on this, do they?
Sometimes crossbow miss, I'm pretty sure.
I played. Okay, I didn't think that was the case.
we'll confirm that one in the chat. I think that one's actually, it's like a surprising one, but it's like true.
Yeah.
And
it might be. I played enough time to micro with Azamk for it to be, Minutemen coming out. This looks desperate now. He's just trying to do just all the small things he can, but really, there's no stopping this Japanese mass. It's just tearing through all his stuff. Banning Otto.
Yeah, he thinks that Japan is like the Jesus tier civ, so he played like the worst civ in the game. We'll just let him be upset about that one. There's at least 2 civs that should beat Japan on this map, in my opinion. But neither of them are port. So
could you just play like standard aggression that a lot of civs do versus Japan? Just not bother with the water at all and just fight Japan like you normally would.
Contain. Yeah, I mean, I think you can. I think you would contain them, and you also win the water, though.
Yeah,
Japan
I mean, yesterday
always win the water.
yesterday we saw Japan lose to Russia. I mean, Japan's not invincible, is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, actually, lots of civs do quite well against Japan. Really, I mean, even like British and a bunch of other civs. I don't know. Japan to me has always felt like it's been a little bit overrated lately.
But that concludes that game. The score is 1-1. The next one coming up in just a moment. Can't go anywhere. Got to
Yep.
switch the overlay.
I'm way ahead of you. Check it out.
Nice. I found out it wasn't actually the flaming arrows. It was just the middle of the map causing that issue with my graphics.
Interesting. I really wonder what's out there that was causing the trouble.
I don't know. Maybe it was like a tapir spawn or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it's something weird with the tapir. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Far just played two of the weaker civs in the game, right? So I'm hoping that he comes to the table with something that's a little more competitive and really puts his full effort into the last game.
Yeah, he needs to, otherwise he's eliminated from the tournament. This final game is looking like it's an important one.
Yeah. Last time he played, he was against Black Star, and that's when he lost. He played one game versus Black Star, and then just forfeited after that, I think.
Well, I mean, Black Star is a scary opponent.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Bard's just taking a look at Bengal. He hasn't seen it before, so he wanted to give it a shot first and see what it looks like. I think he probably has seen it. He just for some reason the name Bengal doesn't remind me of I don't know. You know what I mean? Every time
for a lot of players, they've seen the maps, but they don't associate. They don't know the names yet. So when you say Bengal, they're like, I don't know which one that is. But then when you click in, you're like, oh yeah, I know this one. It's just learning the names for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But having made a video on all of these different maps,
you have a pretty good video series. You should link that.
I don't know. I'm thinking of deleting all those vids. Didn't like them.
They weren't good.
They're okay. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is match points. Both on 1-1 in this best of 3, the round of 64 for the Summer Championships. Fard tenkokugen has now selected China by the looks of it, switching from Japan to China. Obviously, cannot play Japan or... What was the civilization he chose in the very first game?
No, yeah, not Japan or India. Well, they can all play the same civs again, actually, because it's after the second game.
Yeah, okay. So he can play any civ he likes, and that's true for Fard as well.
Yeah, and I like to explain that too, especially with the language gap, right, between some, because I know he's from the Chinese community, which has some problem. Okay, Fard.
Obviously, picking Ottoman, that's rather funny. But obviously cannot play Ottoman here. That civilization is disabled for this tournament, as well as the Iroquois.
Yeah, I really like that rule, by the way.
Yeah, tell us.
Well, I don't know. I just think that those two civs alone they require basically, if we allow those civs, then basically the first game's an Euro mirror, the second game's an auto mirror, and then after that, the series gets to start. So you just imagine how much less of a variety you would see having the first two games of every series, and like there'd only be game 3 would be different. Then you'd go back to Euro and auto again, I guess, because you used to use those civs every chance you get. They're too good. Any map, any situation, you use them. Except for no TP maps, they kind of struggle on a bit. But
they do a bit, yeah. And maybe Mongolia as well. I think that's the only TP map they don't really like to be. They don't like playing on, because building the TP is something you really want to do, and you have to walk across the entire map to do it, and you forfeit some of the cows.
But what's nice about it though is Euro can then use their little house thing to build 400 wood farm that gets market upgrades and livestock pen for the cows, and just build a house. It's just like, okay. Cool.
Okay, maybe Ottoman then is not so favourable on a...
Yeah.
That is a shame.
Those two civs are just so good.
tenkokugen is... He can't green up by the sounds of it. He's clicking out, and he'll be back.
Yeah. There was some salt in the chat earlier after the rage quit.
PJ Salt. Gaia, teach Fard how to play that matchup. Says Birdie87.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, just waiting for tenkokugen to come back, and then we will begin. I wonder what civilizations are going to click in here. Looks like Fard is selected British for well, he's obviously currently on British. Whether or not he clicks in is a different story. What do you think of British on Bengal? Obviously, for those of you who do not know, I guess I'll load up a quick screenshot of Bengal from my video series. But what do you think of British?
I think British are quite good. I mean, they're one of the best civs.
Oh yeah, no one can see my screen.
No one
So
can
I'm
see
like,
your screen.
yeah, I
You
don't
can
know
do
why
it
I was
for your own benefit. We can talk
for
about
my
it
own benefit.
when the game
Yeah.
starts. I think the map does tend to have a little bit of challenge getting to hunt after like your first 3 hunts, which are not the largest hunts. So I think it's kind of a mixed thing. Like maybe it's good for Brit, maybe it's not. It's kind of hard to say. I think this isn't one of the first maps I would choose though to play this civ.
It's worth taking into account the civilizations that Fard is skilled with, has practiced with, and feels comfortable with. And British, maybe from the selection of civs that he has available to him, is the one that he would like to play the most on this map. It's obviously worth taking into account. Looks like tenkokugen selecting China.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if he actually clicks in with China, though. Obviously, China was the
See, I like to save China for livestock maps because they're just so much better with when there's free livestock that fattens. Because they hit Fortress and then they have like all this fast food as well, and it just makes it even stronger than it already is.
Yeah. Well, H2O, you're well versed in the tournament meta.
Yeah, yeah. Also well versed in the China meta, although everyone is loving the tower. I don't think that tenkokugen probably will know about the tower. So.
Yeah, the tower being a recent thing. Well,
Okay.
apparently, according to Zuto, a thing that that's been brought back.
Yeah, I mean it was a thing in fan patch for a while, but that was also a way to differentiate in fan patch and win games. So
I failed to join, so I'm going to reconnect.
yeah, I think it's just something weird's going on. Why is Fard hosting? Alright, I guess Fard's hosting now. I keep getting the map sound thing when he does it. Alright, we're gonna toss the overlay up while I fix this stuff.
I'm just going to join Fard's spiel.
Somehow he has a different version of this map. I'm not sure who gave it to him or what happened, but his version's somehow different.
Well, I've got it now.
Can you click in though? I can't.
No, I can't click in. You should probably put best of 3 in the current matchup so people know.
Yeah, I will. For some reason, he just has a different version of the map, man, and that sucks.
Yeah, he needs to use the UI version of Bengal, otherwise we can't see anything. Which is annoying.
Which would be fine, but we'd also have to uninstall the UI, otherwise it would error out, so it would like freeze up the whole game.
That's true.
We try to do ours the fastest. I think the fastest way is if he can just open up that folder and delete those. Alright, now he should be able to host.
ESO TV is the Twitch channel of the ESOcommunity.net. That is correct.
Alright, we fixed it, boys. Awesome.
Fixed, boys. Chat spam PogChamp.
Hashtag AOE3 tech support.
Alright, let's click in.
Looks like he is going with China, and Far is going with Brit. I would say China's heavily favored if you go with the tower, but if you don't, then I would say British is favored. So I think it's that close.
Wow. Well, Fard, you gotta win this one. Looks like Fard isn't clicking in just yet. And I will click in once he is clicked in.
Maybe he can't click
in. maybe the math is bugged again. Oh dear, no. But maybe he is skeptical. Maybe he doesn't want to play British into China. Obviously, he has no real say in what tenkokugen picks there. He can either click in as British or change. Looks like he says, "Right, let's do this."
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think you guys talk.
Can't click in.
You can't click in. Dang, come on, interjection. Can you do the same thing? Can you go in your RM3 folder and just delete the map and then rejoin and like accept it again?
I'll just log in and out. That'll probably work.
When you join the game, it doesn't try to send you the map though, right?
No.
Okay, well that's something weird for him then, yeah. Because when I was joining the first time, it kept trying to send me the map, and that's why I knew something was wrong.
Yeah, it does send me the map.
Yeah, just go in your RM3 folder and delete it, and then rejoin the game.
Okay. Documents.
There's two files. I think you probably know this, but there's two files. There's the
Yeah,
Bengal and Bengal XS, yeah.
RM3 Bengal. ESOC Bengal and XS. Delete.
And then rejoin the game.
Alright.
Now it should send you the file. You accept it, and then when it loads, you should be able to click in.
Didn't send me the file.
All right.
Log in and out.
Wait, okay. That's fine.
What a palaver!
I'm gonna invite you, and I'll send it to you. Just make sure that you get it. All right, let me pick it. ESOC Bengal. All right. Did you delete the one with the UI in it and everything?
No.
That's the problem. You gotta delete the one that says ESOC Bengal UI.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why it didn't work.
Alright.
He already
Back to
for the
Fard's spiel.
All right. So did you already delete that file then? The other one?
Alright, I'm downloading it now. Black Bob 68 has just joined.
Welcome, Black Bob. You should take my place. I mean, I could just hand the ball off and.
I don't know. He's playing Ottoman, dude. He's welcome here.
maybe he's not welcome anymore.
Thank you, Black Bob, for joining and wishing the players good luck. But he has gone now, so you can join.
All right, I've just been spam clicking it, so. Yeah, and normally you can just transfer the map, but there's somehow we both had the same file name, but they were somehow different, and so we had to delete the file in order to make the send work. You can click in now, right?
No.
Did you delete the Bengal UI 1.7
Yeah, I
file
did.
and then re-accept it?
Yeah, I did.
All right, one more time, delete the file and join my game and let me send it to you to make sure I do it, make sure it works.
Let me refresh this. Yes, so I don't have a Bengal in here.
ESOC Bengal UI 1.7.
Yeah, I don't have it.
All right, that's good then. I'm gonna invite you to the game and then I'll send it to you and we should be good.
What a palaver!
Right. I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad. All right.
I think it's just like an old British saying.
Okay, so you can accept that now, and you don't. It says like unselected, right, until it loads.
Yeah, it does.
That's good. Okay, it's loading now. Then, like, well, when you can click in, just like click in, and
There we go.
you can click in. Perfect. All right, let's go pop over to Fard's game and make this thing work.
Wow, that was quite the kerfuffle. What a kerfuffle!
Yeah, you better be able to click in now.
I can't click in.
You're joking. Yeah, I knew it. Nice try. Trying to wind me up.
Oh dear.
All right, let's get game 3 underway.
Yep. Now Fard, it's gotta wait. Maybe he's decided to change Sibs.
Maybe he just went AFK from all the tech support problems.
Oh dear. Oh wow.
We should have
Ladies
done
and
that.
gentlemen, welcome back to the Summer Championships. This is game number 3 in this best of 3 series. Match point Fard versus tenkokugen, the British versus Chinese. This final map. The player who wins this game will progress to the round of 32, and the loser will be eliminated from this tournament. Here we have in the south of the map, in the color. Oh, this isn't Deccan. This is Bengal. So
Yeah.
on the left-hand side of the map, in the color blue. Got fooled there for a moment. I thought we had a north and south spawn, but we do not. Because of course this is Bengal. I knew it was. We've just been trying to get that map to work. Normally, well, it does work 100%, but we had a silly technical issue since Bengal was not a map that Fard had, but he does have it now, and we all have it now. Here is Fard, speaking of him, in the left-hand side of the map, in the color blue, playing as the British. Picking himself up a 50 wood treasure right off the bat with his crack shot there. That's the equivalent of a muskrat treasure. Going to be pretty nice for him. Certainly always good for British to have extra wood. Can lay down some manor houses or perhaps their market more easily, whatever it is he wants to do. Probably a market because he has the coin there. But elephants, starting out with elephants, it's always interesting. Though in the right-hand side of the map, in the color red, we do have tenkokugen playing as the Chinese.
Yeah, and I think people just don't realize that the elephants are there and that you can herd them and eat them because they haven't never done it. I mean, look at why would you go this far out to hunt those hunts when you have 2,000 food sitting right underneath your town center in elephants?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
I've noticed this a lot though. We've watched a lot of games now in the tournament. It seems like people are more reluctant to play with the elephants. Maybe they just don't like having to shoot them so many times, but.
Maybe you don't like you're looking for your hunt, and that's an elephants aren't the first thing you notice usually.
Yeah, it's ironic 'cause it's huge, but
Like you've played this game so much, you're looking for the hunt, which is like several deer. Elephants don't fit the stereotype of starting hunt very well. So it's interesting though. The guy chose to make this map with elephants as your starting hunt. I like it. I mean, obviously elephants are a thing. Which would be present, I presume. I presume Guy did his homework in Bengal.
yeah. More importantly, they can be herded and they're not goats, so they're already a step up from some of the earlier hunts that Garja has made.
The Gaia goats.
Yeah, me and the Garya goats have a rocky past.
Oh dear. Two villages down right off the bat for the Chinese player. Certainly what he wants, a 400 wood investment. Quite hefty, but certainly going to pay off with the Northern Refugees shipment, which gives him a villager for all the villages and town centers you control. Effectively a 3-villager shipment, and if you don't have 2 villages, it's hardly worth sending some of the time. The British here, just going with the one house, leaving his coin on the floor. Looks like he might be hoping to get up a bit quicker then, if he's not going to be building a market or a second manor house. This matchup, what do you think, H2O?
I really think I mentioned this before, but I really think it's going to come down to whether the Chinese player knows about the tower or not. Because I mean, it's like an 8-vill swing, right? I mean, if China gets to Fortress Age with 8 more villagers than normal, then it's pretty easy to beat British. But obviously, if they just get up with 8 skirms instead of those 8 villagers, then I think the British can usually kind of muscle through the Chinese aggression.
Yeah, porcelain tower, certainly a really huge, excellent thing to have for your economy. You say 8 extra villages. Is that if you task it to wood?
Yeah, what you do, it's always
Yeah,
on wood. It just sits
yeah.
on wood all game, and it's 8 bills. So
Wow, that's a lot of extra power in the late game for China. If you can get away with building that rather than the extra 8 military units, which seems to be sort of a shift in the meta that Zoo was talking about yesterday, where players, aren't expecting you to fast fortress, so aren't going to be playing aggressive against you, do that sort of semi-FF tining. But with British, none of that is all really that relevant anyway. They usually just sit around in their base, and I presume power up and then there's a go time, or do they have some sort of I want to hit you with some cav sort of in the meantime sort of play?
yeah, I think it's usually maybe like a Cav semi, but honestly, I don't even like doing those kind of like Cav semis against China because if you look in the base, like there's 3 different points at which they can garrison their villagers, and the Minutemen from the Asian civs, the Halb minutes, I don't know, they're called maybe regulars, the Pike minutes.
Yeah,
Those minutes don't decay very fast at all, so just by calling them, you buy enough time to get out your banner army, and it just generally a good China player should take basically 0 damage from a Cav harass. So I'm more a fan of just booming through it and then trying to beat them in Fortress. Which is why I think the tower is so good, is because you can't really harass them while they're aging with the tower anyway.
yeah, that's true. All these extra villages, lots of garrison points, quite tough to raid China, and maybe all this time the porcelain tower has been perhaps the better age up choice, just generally speaking.
Yeah, but look at what Far's doing. He's got 2 villas going for it. I think he's gonna go maybe. Ooh, he snuck them by. I don't think that they've been seen,
What? Oh, that's the monk and
and
a
I think that
disciple.
this is
I thought it
intentional.
was. I thought that there were 2 villages. The monk and the explorer were 2 villages going there as well to build, and
Look
they
at
just
this Rax
lightly missed
placement.
each other. But actually, Fard going with the cheeky Rex. Look at this, bringing it around the wall, laying it down here, completely gone unseen. Looks like he wants to play sort of some aggro style. I did allude to the fact that he'd left his coin on the floor. Wow, what is that tower doing? Oh, it's stuck in between the coin. Okay, it's now free. He's going to send that over. Can he get the tower sort of undiscovered as well?
Well, I think
Though
he's
he
putting
is
it for
choosing to
map
put it
control,
right
which
there.
is maybe smart because that may even keep tenkokugen even less worried about some sort of sneaky racks coming through. Obviously, if you see the tower wagon start walking to the back corner of your map, you might get a little suspicious. But
This is
uh-oh,
true.
Fart! No, these villas. No, Fart! No. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's not
Okay.
gonna get caught.
He's not,
Perfect.
but he's
And
going to
he's
go up there. But has the question is, Tank Hugan seen the hunts that he's going to go and eat? No, he's going to start chopping trees. Good decision. Not going to reveal his presence on the map at all. And this cheeky barracks. Is this like a full crossbow pike? 700 wood on the floor, fairly normal for Brits. But is he going to go sort of unit heavy
I think
rather
he's
than
going.
houses?
I think he's going much semi. And what's
Ah,
nice about this? Look at he's just gonna wait. So patient. I love this for a tournament game type situation. He's gonna be able to put his explorer in hand attack, and when there's 10 muskets, all 4 of those villagers are gonna die. And I would say his sneaky play is gonna pay off in that case.
yeah, I think you're absolutely right. As 10,
Whoa,
10 musket semi FF
whoa,
certainly looks
whoa! Where are these
a
villas
lot
going?
more
Oh no, they turned into the age
likely.
up villas. That
Oh dear.
sucks.
Oh no. They're not going to continue sitting on the hunt. 10 musketeers coming in though could still do a reasonable amount of damage. Though actually, has he seen it? Well, yeah, he clearly has now. Doesn't look like he's going to get any villagers. Instead, they're going to start sieging this village. And if he can take that down, that punishes China quite a lot. China, where their houses cost 200 wood each, you're going to be down 20 population. That's absolutely huge. And that can really, really be quite irritating for China. They were not able to train any units if they lose their village.
Yeah, but at the same time, he has the explorer in cover mode, which is just buying tons of time. He's got the minutes on those muskets, and they're doing great work on him. Like, look,
Yeah.
he's missing
Oh
this.
no,
He just
what's
wasn't
he?
noticing.
Yeah, he's taken damage from the units unnecessarily now. He's turned around though. He has noticed it. Not going to stand there and take a ton of damage. At this point, not really worth taking out the village, but if he can finish off this explorer and obviously these low HP Minutemen and return in, could
Six
still be.
muskets in his base too. He killed 1 vill, 2 vills,
Oh
2 vills
wow.
down in the base, and
Oh,
now he's gonna start sieging down that house. And
is he
meanwhile,
commit? Is he committing to a colonial style with the
he
six
is. Yeah,
musketeers ship?
I think he totally is. I mean, look at the resources. He's totally committed to this, and I think it's a good play for him. Tenkokugen's house placement is a little far away. Didn't have his vills building the wonder constantly, and maybe even a premature Minuteman pop too. But now, as you can see, Fard's been able to set up full control in this base, and he's just going full pressure. And
Here he is.
this may be one of the times where having the 8 scrims would be quite helpful because there's no cap to come along with it. But at the same time, I feel like he could have held this a little bit better.
Perhaps this is a reminder of why 8 skirms has always been sort of the thing to send.
Yeah, and why aging up with the anti-cav, like, ugh, or the anti-cav Wonder Banner Army, like, that's kind of shaky.
I don't like it. Yeah.
In this situation, it sure is.
Yeah, it looks like he's caught him behind that town center though, but doesn't look like it's really going to be enough. I mean, there's so many blue units there. Both batches of Minutemen have been neutralized. There's going to be no 8 Arquebusier for him to be scared of when he gets up, when his opponent finally gets up to the next stage, since obviously going up with the Porcelain Tower for the resources here. Going to be able to take down a second village for free. We're not going to see any military units from tenkokugen for a while, of course, in terms of shipments.
Does he have
He doesn't have a
shipment?
barrack. He does. He should do.
I think he might. He's already
Yeah,
typed to British, so I'm guessing that what's coming out now is going to be the muskets, which should be a good call, I think.
Yeah, and splitting off some units there to deny the hunting. Nicely done. Stopping his opponent from gathering resources. Is this village going to go down?
Look at these
It definitely
disciples.
is.
They're duplicating themselves and just wreaking havoc.
Unfortunately, though, they're not really going to be enough. They're going to die quite quickly. Wow, this is just this surprise pressure from the British. Not something you'd expect. Is that sort of like a metagame call? You just pick a civ that isn't particularly known for being aggressive, but sort of can do it if it needs to.
Yeah.
And then just go against China. Is this tournament strategy coming in right now?
Yeah, I think it was. I think he was trying to play an anticipation kind of game. He had like a pretty big timing. He sent both the military unit shipments after crates. He was very committed to this play for sure.
Wow,
But watch China maybe stabilize, even though they haven't played it totally perfectly. But look at this, like he's trying to hunt up here.
Third village goes down.
Yeah,
Now,
he's housed.
Pop capped.
Wonder's not on wood until just now. He just realized that it was on food, so.
Or an export, or whatever it was.
It was just on food, actually. I think he may have set it on food, but.
Oh yeah.
Man, he needs to get a house up so bad, or like delete those useless Kaisheks, so that way he can like make a unit. I would delete if I was gonna lose that Rax, I think I'd have to delete those to be able to make a batch out of it.
Yeah, but does he have anything in queue? Well, would they be able to?
He can't. He's housed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow, he's just been steamrolled by British just playing aggression.
Yep.
700 wood. Put a few manor houses down. Of course, you need the population for creating units. Not really too interested in the extra villages you get for free. Then sending 6 musks, 6 longbow behind it for just a pressure build. And now has finished sending military units is going to boom behind this with 600 wood and 5 villages. But China, really not really doing anything about this. Looking very, very tough.
Yeah, but look at this. He made a bad banner army again. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not the most desirable one. Wow, more disciples. I guess those don't cost any. Well, they do cost. They don't cost population actually.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, and it adds to your army.
There's the Arquebusiers.
Yeah, coming out now. That does tell the British player that he has to leave. Arquebusier certainly very strong against musketeers, and if he can get snared with this monk, they're going to do a lot of damage. He can no longer stay in the Chinese player's base.
Yeah.
Wow.
China
is in a bad spot, though. He's several villages down, 30 villages almost, compared to Fard. He is up an entire age, but he still has to constantly be collecting wood with his only 23 villages to create houses to support military production. And because he's going to be collecting so much wood since so many houses gone down, not going to be seeing too many units being created, though he does have those shipments. But the longer the game goes on, of course, shipment's going to slow down. And I think British at this point is able to sort of tech switch into cavalry. Once he gets that stable up, it is up. And if we look at the queue, no doubt we'll have hussars in there certainly very soon. And British going to return. Yeah, hussars already on the board and is going to return. And I'm not really necessarily sure that China can sort of catch up.
Yeah, you have to remember they do have 8 villas from the tower, so it's whatever it is, 32 true. Versus 52. So it's only a 20 vil gap instead of a 30 vil gap, which is still a big gap. So your point still is very valid. And the micro here, this drag boxing is just killing him, right? I mean, everything's just moving so slowly.
Mm.
And now there's more cab coming out from both players, actually. 5 Meteor
Yeah,
Hammer coming in. This could be just the right time for that. And a cab batch. This could be good.
that
The
is
mo-
good. He's pulled enough units together to sort of a reasonable response
yeah,
versus what
he's
the
going to
British
clean this
player
up.
has here. Yeah, I think so. You know, 4 more musketeers joining the fray, but I don't think that's going to be enough to sort of sway this. The meteor hammer is quite beefy, or all you know, just the amount of units that Red has, quite good.
Yeah,
Not
and I mean, look at
necessarily
that.
beef.
And now look at the score, just like that. Even though it was kind of poorly managed in the transition phase, he's stabilized enough, and now the China unit shipment factory is going to get rolling. That was a ton of XP, so he'll probably have 11 swords coming next, and maybe he's
Yeah,
going
and
to be able to train a batch of units now
he's
again.
got next shipment has just been sent. I just saw the number go down from 1 to 0. It looks like British going to lose the barracks. And as you
And
say,
two
with the
though.
extra 8 villages from this porcelain tower and the 2 villages he just lost, the blue player up here, maybe I was wrong. Maybe tenkokugen does have the economy he needs to keep going.
Yeah, it's the tower. I mean, this economy is probably about the same as it is if you don't make the tower, right? I mean, he probably lost at most 8 vills there, so
Yeah.
it's just like a normal game almost.
God, you're right. That is worth 8 vils. 4 wood per second. That thing is absolutely crazy. Holy crap.
Why are there 5? Oh, those are the leftovers. I thought he was training them. I was gonna be like, why are you doing that? Okay, good thing he switched his banner army to the swords. He's got the swords out. We should probably glance around at the British player's map, maybe. We haven't looked over there because there hasn't been much action, but if you look, he's got full control of the entire map,
Yeah.
which might end up playing into his favor, right? I mean, there's only kind of this one hunt in the back corner that the Chinese player has left pretty soon. Why is he going? He's going for the saloon as well. No,
Yeah.
he's making
Barbary
barbaric
Corsairs.
corsairs.
Oh, wow. Why is that? Does he just have extra resource? Oh, he still eats them. Jaeger's coming in.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Maybe I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Jaeger's split. I don't know.
I would just make
Uh,
the banner armies, but.
but Jaeger's still better than Barbary Curses.
Yeah,
But
yeah. If you had to make a mark between those two, I would choose the Jaeger, definitely.
yeah, that is true. But equally, China doesn't have the best anti-cav. Perhaps Barbary Curses.
They have better anti-cav than a Merc
Just
Rod.
yeah, just send discipline Changdale, yeah. I
Yeah.
hope so. Interesting. Well, yeah, but Fard still has a slight score lead here. 30 villages up on his opponent, though.
He's gonna get dumpstered here. I'm sorry, you gotta just look at that. He's gonna
But
get drag
yeah,
box dumpstered right now.
I'm just
It's
saying,
gonna
look at the
hurt.
size of this Chinese army now coming in. He needs a bit more time, does Fard, to mass up more units. He needs his economy to a bit more time to sort of make enough units to really deal with this. There are so many Chinese units here. Having said that, though, these musketeers do have both the upgrades from the home city active on them.
Yeah, but then there's like random repentant Jaegers in the mix here. Just like it's a giant slush of stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
there are. That is so many units here.
and he's
Wow.
floating. He's floating like 800 of each resource. So right now he could be like he could just like with this army fight and then probably even go industrial after it's all over.
Wow, I don't know. I'm hoping that Fire does better in this fight than we're making out.
Yeah, I mean he's got a good little position in here because most
And
of Tenkokugen's units are hand attack.
oh, that tower not going to go up though. Unfortunately, he was hoping to get that up. The extra defense would have been really nice. That extra 25 damage it does. It doesn't go up though, and the wood isn't really ever going to be used. It's going to die. Here though, yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of hand attack units finding it difficult to really get into position. Though, having said that, the meteor hammers do have a slight sort
Okay,
of range on
Fard's
them.
got this. Fard's
You
got
think?
this. Yep, absolutely. After this is just none of his units are doing anything. Look at all of his skirms are stuck. Like I don't know why. He just felt like he had to push, I guess, and he didn't have to. And now he's just totally screwed.
Wow. Yeah, British looks like he's with all the upgrades active as well. These musketeers very very strong, and as you said, the fight wasn't too good for tenkokugen.
Yeah, it was just all positioning. Look at the building placement and how Fard pulled him in through the building placement, and then the reinforcing muskets popped out and just got totally cleaned up. And now Fard's in a great position. All of a sudden, from what we thought was a bad position, he's now up by 80 score.
Wow, the game switches so quickly. Crazy.
Yeah, that's that over. It's the classic overcommitment that we talk about all the time.
Oh boys, I don't know how far did that. But he
He
did.
lost like no
Oh,
units.
Jesus.
Yeah. Imagine if tenkokugen had instead cycled through the bottom of the map and just taken all the British villas off of Hunt, like one by one. That'd been so good.
Yeah, that would have been yeah, that would have been really strong. That would perhaps a better decision, certainly.
Yeah, I don't know what you do from here. I mean, these SR alone could clean up everything that's there. And that's not even to mention like the 40 infantry units that are following them.
Yeah, as he took a fight, a bad one perhaps in Fard's base, as you mentioned, with all of these buildings in the way, causing some real pathing
Oh,
issues.
Corsair!
All of these villages could have been denied on those reasons. Barbary Curacao hype, chat spam PogChamp.
Right. Oh my gosh. The amount of mercs in this game is just, it's hilarious.
Oh wow.
I don't think I can't remember the time I've ever trained a merc in a serious game. Like from a saloon.
Probably when there's no hunt but a lot of coin left. I'd like to see that, where there's just ample coin but not very much hunt on a map. And then
Yeah.
this suddenly becomes like your most valuable building.
Yeah, because you just need it. Look at Fard though. Like this is what I was hoping tenkokugen would have done, which is okay. I've got control. I'm gonna go now deny the resources instead of I've got control. I'm gonna go try to gun down his army.
Mm. And it looks like, tenkokugen losing some villagers there. And looks like he wants to defend it, tenkokugen, bringing his units forward, but there's no way he's going to do any damage to this. He's going to have to send those units home. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's frozen.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's the DDoS trick coming in. tenkokugen.
DDoS trick. I don't think he DDoSed. I think his internet couldn't handle that raid. It blew out on him.
Yeah, we have to wait. Say,
like we're here, but I don't know if Fart's here even.
I'm not.
Okay, he's here.
Okay, so it looks like, well, Fard is in the leading position objectively from our standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, this game
think,
would be. There's no way. Like, what? There's nothing he can do from here to possibly throw it, as far as I can tell.
Was that a rage quit?
I don't think it was a rage quit. I think he just had legit internet problems because he was going to try to fight that out. There's no value here in rage quit. Yeah, he dropped, and that would be the end of the game. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's anticlimactic. I think that was coming in about 10 seconds anyway. So
Yeah.
I think that's it was a good game. I mean, I thought the fact that China almost
Yeah,
came
that
back
was
from
a
that,
fun game.
I was surprised. I thought China had it in the bag when they came back. I mean, but just
I thought
goes to
British
show
had it
you
in the
how
bag
good the
once he
tower
killed
is.
3 villages.
I know, man. It just goes to show you how good the tower is. Like he lost didn't he lose a fourth one yeah, he lost a fourth one after that, right? He lost 4 villages and he still had a chance.
Wow. Through all these houses, these villages going down, and still not out of it. Is it just me though, or is the shadow on the porcelain tower not accurate? It's not that short, I swear.
I should probably put on shadows. I have my graphics on settings
Oh yeah, your
you would
graphics
highly
is so
disagree
bad.
with.
This is so, like, you shouldn't stream with your graphics off. It's so stupid. Like, you'll get people coming in here, they'll be like, "What the hell is this? This game looks so old."
There, it still looks old. Now there's just shadows as well. Yeah, it looks awkwardly short. You're right. The shadow should be cast like all the way across the.
Yeah, I just tell you, I hate the fact that like you and Zuta and everyone just doesn't turn the graphics up. It infuriates me. Like when you're playing, fine, but like when you're casting, there's no reason not to.
Wait, doesn't it depend on like the angle of the sun too? Because all these look a little bit short. Like technically, it kind of depends on the angle of the sun, right?
It does.
How much shadow
It does.
casts.
But you look at the outpost shadow. That doesn't look too bad.
It's still kind of short. You're right. Maybe it's not too bad. Anyway, we should probably wrap up the game.
Yeah.
So
Fard goes through to the next round. I think that would have done. I would have done that if it wasn't, disconnection. But Fard does progress to the round of 32. tenkokugen is eliminated from this tournament. A fairly interesting series.
yeah, and I'm looking at the graphs right now. You can see the big villager gap all game long. Just like how much damage Fard was able to do. He killed 1.
I want to look at the all resources gathered though and see how much of an impact that really had. Yeah,
Oh,
Fard
yeah.
had a lot more resources.
By
That
like
tower.
10k. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at he didn't even have the tower on wood the whole time. You can see when he turns it, when he toggles it off of wood and when he puts it back on wood.
Just a tough situation for him to be in, really. I mean, he wasn't well practiced in fending off the rushes. It's not something you can't just sit down and play like Tower China and do it well. You have to have a lot of practice with defending against rushes without losing a single villager, kind of thing.
Mm. A's calling admin bias.
Admin bias.
Musket Junior says nice DDoS from Fard. That was tactical DDoS. Well played.
Yeah, it is the same Fard, but the Fard that played me a couple days ago, I don't know what he was doing, but it wasn't right. Something was wrong with his mouse, maybe, or something. Because he's like PR 35 skill, so this is about what I would expect from him.
That does conclude the series. Do we have more coming up? When is the next one scheduled?
Yes, we do. I'll toss the overlay up, and then it'll remind me. The next series that I have confirmed is King of Osmane versus Lag the Master, and that's in about well, this took us about 2 hours, so it'll be in about 2 hours from now. In the
It's a shame
meantime,
I won't be there.
yeah, you won't be there, but we will have Zuda as well, hopefully, if he gets out of bed and makes his breakfast, his usual Sunday routine.
Well, like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, whatever his schedule is. But
Zero rolling out at 4 p.m. Yep, got a cast some AoE 3. I guess it won't be that late in the US, but
yeah, it won't be that late. It's like I mean, right now for me it's like 11 a.m., which means for him it's like 9 a.m. So he'll be up in about an hour. So I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, it's the weekend, everyone wants to sleep in,
yeah.
myself included. But when you make the stream schedule for 14 GMT, you sometimes have to wake up to cast that schedule. So
Yeah. I'll be here next week for all of them, but that does conclude commentary from me. And these will be available on the official on the official ESOC TV channel. Do follow this stream if you haven't done so already. There is a link. Well, you're already watching this stream. But also the YouTube channel. Some content. Some of the games going to be going up there. Some of them on my channel. Some of them on Venny's channel. And there's also... So yeah, I'm going to dump the ESO TV link in the thingy for you guys.
yeah,
Also, lots of content on that ESO channel.
yeah, exactly.
ESOC. There was an AMA with you. There was a podcast with me. There was some games by Blackstar. Do subscribe to them. Definitely worth doing.
Yeah, exactly. And please do register for the forums and get involved in the community because we're going to be hosting more tournaments and plenty of ways to get involved in the community in other ways. So definitely worth checking out the site, esocommunity.net.
Where is the YouTube link? Oh, it's just below the stream. There it is. You can just yeah.
All of it's right below the I don't know what you call this. What would you call this? This is the profile below the video.
The box information thing down below.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to leave the stream running for now. There's going to be no content for about 2 hours, but I'm going to leave this stream going with the countdown. Should I? Maybe should I take it offline?
I'd take it offline, then load it up like an hour before.
All right. Well, I guess I won't be leaving it up based on that advice. I'm going to take the stream down, but we will be back in about 2 hours with King of Osmane versus Lag the Master, and then Kanesi versus Soap McTavish, and maybe some other games after that if more people are around playing tournament games. So, but definitely those two. And thank you for watching, and be sure to come back in about 2 hours. Thanks, guys.
I'd load up. Yeah.